What if the man you trusted turned out to be a killer? What if he said he could help you, heal you, or make you rich, but instead he buried your body under his shop? This is the true story of Gaddafi Farag, the Egyptian serial killer who tricked, murdered, and hid his victims in the most shocking way. He earned a chilling title, the Butcher of Giza. Stay with us as we uncover the dark secrets of this man who fooled everyone, even his closest friends. Gaddafi Farag was not a poor man who lived quietly in the shadows. No, he was well known in his neighborhood in Faisal, Giza, Egypt. People in the area saw him as a religious man and someone who could help heal people's problems in a spiritual way. They also thought he was a smart and successful businessman. He sold perfumes and herbs, and he often gave people advice that was connected to religion. To many people around him, he seemed kind, gentle, and trustworthy. They believed he was someone they could depend on and respect. But behind this mask he wore in public was a killer. Gaddafi lived a double life. During the day, he prayed and smiled. He acted like a good man who cared about others. But in secret, he was planning his crimes. He was thinking about how to get what he wanted without anyone knowing. He wanted money, power, and control over people. He didn't care who he had to hurt to get these things. Other people's pain did not matter to him. He started by going after people he already knew. These were close friends, business partners, and even a woman who came to him because she needed help. These were people who trusted him. They believed he was kind and honest. They never imagined that he could be dangerous or that he was hiding such dark secrets. One of his first known victims was a man named Rita, who was a close friend of his. Rita had some money saved up. He was planning to open a shop together with Gaddafi. He trusted Gaddafi and thought they would be good business partners. But Gaddafi had other plans in his mind. He was not thinking about opening a shop at all. Instead, he was thinking about how to get Rita's money for himself. One day, Gaddafi invited Rita to his shop. Rita probably thought it was just a normal visit or maybe a chance to talk about their business plans. But inside the shop, Gaddafi killed him. He strangled Rita until he died. After killing him, Gaddafi dug a hole right inside the shop. He buried Rita's body under the floor, hiding it so no one would find out what he had done. Then Gaddafi stole Rita's money. He even used Rita's name to take more things and gain more money and benefits for himself. No one knew what really happened to Rita. To everyone else, it seemed like Rita just disappeared. But Rita was not the only one. Gaddafi did the same terrible thing to at least 4 more people. He killed them so he could get their money and things they owned. One of the people he killed was a woman named Fatma. She trusted Gaddafi because she believed he could help heal her problems. She thought he was a good and religious man who wanted to help her, but instead he tricked her and ended her life. Gaddafi also murdered other men who were close to him. These were people who believed he was their friend or someone they could trust. They never imagined he could be planning to harm them. Each time, Gaddafi followed the same pattern. First, he would gain the person's trust. He would act kind and friendly so they felt safe around him. Then he would invite them to a private place where no one else could see what was happening. After that, he would kill them. He would bury their bodies under the floor to hide the evidence. Then he would take their money, documents, or anything else valuable they owned. Everything Gaddafi did was for profit. He was driven by greed and a desire for power. He did not care about the people he hurt or killed, and for a long time no one knew the truth. Gaddafi's secret stayed hidden until many years later. The truth finally came out in the year 2020 when a woman decided to go to the police. Her sister had been missing for many years, and she could not stop thinking about what might have happened to her. Deep down, she suspected that Gaddafi was involved. She felt something was very wrong and wanted answers. Because of her report, the police began investigating Gaddafi. They started looking into his life and his businesses. They wanted to find out if he was hiding anything. The police searched one of his shops. As they looked around carefully, they made a horrifying discovery. Under the tiles of the shop's floor, they found a body buried in the ground. It was shocking and terrifying. After this discovery, the police searched more of Gaddafi's properties. They kept digging and checking every place he owned. In those places, they found more hidden graves. More bodies were buried under floors, showing the same pattern again and again. One by one, Gaddafi's secrets came out into the open. People finally learned the truth about him. Gaddafi Farag was not a healer. He was not a good man at all. He was a serial killer. After the police found the hidden bodies, they quickly arrested Gaddafi Farag and took him in for questioning. At first, he tried to lie. He said he didn't know anything. He acted surprised and innocent, like he had nothing to do with the murders. But the police already had strong evidence, and soon Gaddafi gave up the act. He confessed to everything. He told the police where he buried the bodies. He explained in detail how he killed each person, and he admitted the reason: it was all for money, greed, and control. What shocked people the most was how calm he was. He didn't cry, he didn't look sad, he didn't show any remorse or guilt for what he had done. He behaved like it was just another business deal, not a series of murders. To Gaddafi, killing was not emotional. It was planned, cold, and selfish. He treated it like a way to get what he wanted, no matter who he had to hurt. In the year 2022, Gaddafi Farag was brought to trial in an Egyptian courtroom. By this time, the police had already found clear and strong evidence against him. They had his confession, where he admitted to the murders. They had the bodies buried under his shop and other properties. They had proof of stolen money, documents, and property from the victims. Everything pointed to one thing: Gaddafi was guilty. The trial was intense and emotional. Families of the victims came to watch. Reporters filled the courtroom. After all the evidence was shown, the court made its final decision. Gaddafi Farag was sentenced to death. This meant he would face the highest punishment in Egypt for his crimes. His case quickly became one of the most talked about stories in Egypt. People across the country were shocked. How could a man who looked so normal, so kind, so friendly, turn out to be one of Egypt's most dangerous killers? It reminded everyone that sometimes the most dangerous people hide behind a smile. Why did Gaddafi Farag kill? It wasn't because he was angry. It wasn't because he was jealous. And it wasn't because he hated the people he killed. In fact, most of his victims were people he knew well: friends, neighbors, or people who trusted him. He killed for money. Gaddafi wanted quick wealth. He didn't want to work hard or build success honestly. Instead, he looked at people around him and thought, if I kill this person, I can take their money, their gold, their property, and no one will know. To him, people were not human beings. They were just tools, things he could use and throw away. This is what made him so dangerous. He didn't act like a monster. He didn't scream or show violence in public. He smiled, he prayed, he spoke gently. But behind that smile, he was already planning someone's death. That's the most terrifying part of his story. Gaddafi Farag looked like a friend, but he was really a killer in disguise. This story reminds us of a painful truth. Not all monsters look like monsters. Sometimes they hide in plain sight, as friends, neighbors, or even religious men. Always be careful who you trust, and never forget the lives that were lost in this tragic story. Thank you for watching. If you found this story powerful, please like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories from around the world.